So step 7 is to put a grid on my paper. So to put a grid on my paper, instead of folding my comic and darkening the lines on the fold, folding it in half, I darken the line, I fold it in half again, I darken the line, in half again, I darken the line and do the same thing for this side. So darken the line, I fold that one, darken the line and do the same thing here. I don't want to fold my drawing paper. Instead, I'm going to measure my drawing paper. And I need to divide the long side into 4 equal parts and the short side into 4 equal parts. So my long side is 27.2. So I take my calculator, I put in 27.2 and divide by 2. I find that half of 27.2 is 13.6. So I look at my ruler, and at 13.6, here's 13, 13.5, 13.6, I make a mark. I'm going to slide my ruler up just as I did with the margins. I'm going to zero out my ruler again at the top. And I'm going to make a mark at 13.6. 13, 13.5, 13.6, and I'm going to connect those marks. I've just divided my length in half. Now I want to divide it into fourths, so I'm going to take half of my half. So I zero it out again on the bottom, lower left, and I'm going to look for half of 13.6. So I leave the number there, and all I do is divide by 2 again. And I get 6.8. So I zero it out. I go to 6, 6.5, plus 3 more millimeters. 1, 2, 3, make a mark. And I move my ruler up to the top. I do the same thing again. 6.8. And make a mark. So there's 6, 6.5, 1, 2, 3. Make a mark. I connect my marks. I'm careful about it. And I've divided that half into 2 equal parts, so they're in fourths. 2 fourths make a half. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I zero it out at the halfway mark. And I want to go to 6.8. 6.8, 6.5, 6, 7, 8, right, oopsie, right there. And I go up and do the same thing. So 6.8, there's 6, 6.5, 0.8 is right there. And I connect those. So what I've done here is divide my length into 4 equal parts. Now, a common thing is for students to forget what they're doing and also measure the margin. We don't want to include the margin in this. We always start here and we end here. Same thing up here. I don't want to include this part. I don't want to divide that up. So when I do my width, I start here. That's my 0, and this is 20.4, so I take my calculator, clear it out, hold that still, 20.4 divide by 2, because I want half, and I get 10.2. So starting at 0, I go to 10.2. 2 more little divisions. And just like with my margins and what I did with the rest of the grid, I'm going to just move my ruler up. So I get to the opposite side, and I'm going to zero it out again at the same spot, right on that line. I'm going to go to 10.2. Here it is. I'm going to connect those marks. I'm going to line them up exactly. I need my lines to be parallel. I need my spaces to be equal. So notice this space looks equal to that space. Okay, now I've divided in half. I'm going to divide in half again. So I'm going to start back here, down on my short side again. And I have 10.2. I'm going to take half of that. So divide by 2 equals 5.1. So start here. And I'll find 5.1. Should be right there. Make a mark. I do the same thing at the top. Now your dimensions will be different. That's okay. They should be. Everybody has a different comic and different drawing paper. That's fine. Just use your dimensions. So 5.1, 5.1, draw that line. And I have one more line to draw. Notice how all these rectangles are equal sized. That's what I want. So I'm going to zero out at the halfway mark. I'm going to go 5.1. There it is. And do the same thing at the top. I'm going to go 5.1. For me, that's half of a half. I'm going to connect those marks. And I finished putting a grid on my paper. Notice all the rectangles are equal size. That's what I want. Also, notice that the line, the diagonal, goes right through the intersection. If I did this perfect, it would go through all the intersections exactly right. Mine's a little bit off, but it's okay. I can still go with that. If it's very far off, then I have to start again.